We're here at Colonel John Mills' property out by the Homestead Airport. He has a house here that has 6 bedrooms that he's hoping to turn into a bed and breakfast to work in conjunction with the FIU agroecology program. We've started planting some rather interesting trees. This is the Eugenia stiputata, or araza. It's a low-growing tree with a large yellow fruit, very acid, makes an excellent beverage and ice cream. It's acid, so it does need some sugar add, and it's a low jungle plant from the Amazon side of Peru and Ecuador, and it does fairly well here in Florida, but it's not a very large growing tree. They do well in the shade. This is a citrus. It's grown from seed. This is the ponderosa lemon. The fruit of the ponderosa lemon do grow to about that big around, bigger than a grapefruit. You need a very large jar of iced tea, not to tip it over with a wedge of lemon. It grows fairly well here with our lethal disease, the blue gem gong, or the greening disease of citrus, but it is a moderately sized tree as well. The next tree is another citrus. This is the Rancor lime. This has got a fruit that is like a calamondin or lime, orange colored flesh, orange colored outside. It looks almost like a tangerine. It is somewhat resistant to the lugem gong or citrus greening. I have trees on my farm that are 30, 40 years old that are still producing and don't show any effect from the greening, and the fruit are still normal size, normal flavor, normal juice. So we can hope that maybe we can grow some here and have stuff for the bed and breakfast to utilize in their beverages. They make, of course, excellent daiquiris. This next one is a citrus relative. It's called the wampi. It has a fruit that is smaller size, tear-shaped or balloon-shaped tree, and has little fruit that hang in clusters. They taste like a spicy scuppernong grape. It is seemingly resistant to the citrus diseases. It's not actually citrus, it's just in the family of citrus. The next one is another one of our Rancor limes. We'll go over here and start with a couple of kaimito. The kaimito is a fruit known as star apple. They have fruit that are either yellow, red, purple, green. They have a star inside the fruit. Some of the varieties I have are a little bit like a banana flavor, but they have wide variation, and they fruit in an off time of the year, starting in February and going through April. That is a white sapote. White sapote is in the citrus family. It has a fruit that has a creamy textured flesh, custardy, with a rather spicy citrusy flavor. Quite nice. It's ready in June. It makes a moderate sized tree as well. Further along over here we have a rose apple. The rose apple is one that's called pomerose in many of the Caribbean nations. It has a fruit that is usually yellow or red, has an attractive red flush, and it tastes and smells just like a rose. Has a white crunchy flesh. The next up is a a tamarind. The tamarind has a fruit, it's a legume, and the fruit is a long bean pod-like looking fruit that when it's ready it has a tan colored flesh soft around the seeds, and they take it and they make beverages. Tamarindo is one that you can buy in the store, mixed with sugar and water. It also goes in a lot of the meat sauces and other sauces as a unique flavor behind whatever you have. While we're here, let's go look at a ylang-ylang. This is the perfume tree. It's in the family of Annona. The flowers here are not terribly showy, but the odor is heavenly. It's what they make Chanel No. 5 from, and it grows here quite regularly in Florida. And when it's flowering like this in the early evening and early morning, you'll come out here and the whole yard smells like this. It's a favorite in many dooryards. You can throw them on your dashboard for continued flavor. I see one of my trees has died over here. some of the trees are very tender to cold. This was a mamey americana, mamey apple, and they are very tender to cold. And evidently it got too cold over here, and that one has probably died. That's a shame. Over here are Barbados cherries. This one I was curious if it was going to survive, but it looks like it might. It was way overgrown in my nursery. It's a B10 variety. This is a little cherry that grows in the West Indies. Tastes quite nice. Makes a great beverage and a vitamin C. High C uses the juice of the acerola in making their high vitamin C as a fruit add. Makes a great sorbet that is heavenly. I had one down in the island of St. Vincent, and it was one of the high points of the meal, and the lobster was pretty good too. Then we have over here a thing called the mamocillo, the ganip, the Spanish lime, Melococa bijugata. This is a tree that has it's related to lychee. It has a green shell or green skin, and kids will eat it. It has a pulp that's around the seed. Very tasty, but it takes about 15 minutes to clean it off the seed, so it keeps your kids occupied for a while. They occur male-female separate trees, and so we have several here. We're going to hope for the best. We only planted 2. Actually, one female tree will produce quite well on its own. Oh, we have another one growing here with our fig. So there are 3. This is a jackfruit. The jackfruit makes the largest fruit in the world. They get up to 90 pounds per fruit. The biggest I've ever had was a 72-pounder. It tastes like juicy fruit gum. It fruits fairly close to the trunk, and from seed they tend to fruit in about 3 to 5 years. And it produces a heavy crop and is one that will be quite an attraction here for this yard. We have over here 2 sapodilla trees, and those, the third one over here, actually that's a row of sapodillas. And the sapodilla is known as the nispado or the chico sapote. The sap is used for chicle or gum, for chewing gum, and the fruit tastes like a buttery brown sugar. You can use it in replacement of sugar when you're trying to make jellies and such, if you wish to have no sugar. In front of us is a fig tree. That will be a brown turkey fig. In Florida here we try to grow the 2 types, Celeste and brown turkey, that have a closed end so the insects don't build or go inside and you're eating insects with your fruit. Behind you see a fruit that is ambarella. The ambarella, or Spondiocithera, is that's the dwarf type. Very tasty. It's in the mango family. Goes great as an addition to fruit salads. It's a very unique flavor, but there's not a whole lot of fruit to each one. The seeds are spiny, so you don't just bite into it or it'll send a spine through the roof of your mouth. And let's go over here. The people that were here before grew birds and fish and other things, and these are some cement ponds that they had for raising fish. The row of trees you see in front of you is known as gambuge or Garcinia xanthochyma or Garcinia tinctora. They have a yellow fruit that's sort of an acid fruit, quite tasty, has potential use for several different slowing or regression of tumor, as well as weight loss. They, of course, being in the Garcinia family, have male-female separate trees, so only a portion of those will fruit. But they will fill in a hedge there with those nice large leaves, and they have a red flush. They're quite attractive.